Hello, hello, I'm Ghost. I'm your host, and hey, you've kind of caught me at a weird time, but if you want a free TV, I really wanted to pick up a TV. That's definitely gonna fuck up the shop. You know, I think there's a little bit of a freaky sadist in all of us, and I think that if you're watching my channel, chances are there's a little bit more in you than most other people. Either that or it's just purely morbid curiosity. But today I'm appealing to the crazy fucks out there who want to make their own god-awful slasher movie. So this is my guide for you on how to make a slasher movie, aka the slasher movie starting package. If you want to make a slasher movie, before you get into anything, you need to know what equipment to have. You're going to need a Sony Walkman if you're going to make a slasher movie like this, and on top of that, you're also going to need 3 corn dogs from your nearest local vendor. You're also going to need a $5,000 drum set, and you cannot skimp out, and at least 13 Martin acoustic guitars. Plus, I'm going to be honest, you're probably going to have to rent a place to film. My personal recommendation, though, is kill the owner. Anyway, now that you have all of the equipment you'll need, along with a phone camera probably, you can get to making your movie. Now, step 1 is decide what type of movie you're going to make. Now obviously, this is a guide to making slasher movies, but there are various different types of slasher movies. For example, you could have a found footage slasher movie. Or, you could have a porn slasher. I don't know what you're into. So long as you have a tripod, I'd say go for a nice classic Halloween style movie, because I'm sure you're just as good as John Carpenter. You know, you and your iPhone 12. So, you're gonna need to start working on A, a story, and B, your characters. Now, generally speaking, most people will create a character or have an idea of a character before they go in to write the plot. But if you're making a slasher movie, in reality, really all you have to do is kind of like throw together one sentence, and that'll pretty much explain your entire plot. For example, here's Halloween's plot in a single sentence. A spooky masked man hunts down horny teenagers. Or here's Friday the 13th, Part 2's plot in a single sentence. A spooky masked man hunts down horny teenagers. See? It's as simple as that. All you gotta do is come up with a single sentence plot, and there you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, John Mulaney pork. You're gonna want to also have a good killer, because in reality, the secret to a good slasher is a good killer. I mean, look at all these movies out there. Terrifier? You really think anyone's going there for the plot? They're there for Art the Clown to come on in and just fucking brutalize some random kids, you know? That's all you really need. So, come up with a good killer. See, for example, my killer for my definitely going to happen slasher film is the TV Man. An ex-newscaster who has a CRT TV on his head and kills, attractive men because, he's morbidly obese and the dating scene's just really rough on his type. So, there you go. There's a good killer. And of course, you have to pair that killer with some nice, satisfying kills. Now, if you don't know how to give a satisfying kill, I can explain it to you in 3 words. Blood, blood, and blood. That's really all you need. I don't know, put a pipe bomb in his mailbox and make his entire body blow up. But figure out a way to get a cool, nice, gnarly kill. Now, let's say maybe your makeup capabilities aren't good enough to get a lot of good blood. Simple. Kill a pig. Take his guts, take his blood. It's as easy as that. A million slasher movies have done it. Just kill a pig. I know that makes you feel like the kids in Carrie, but you are. Now, of course, before you get to filming, you must get a cast. So, in my experience with slasher cinema, you really don't need good actors. You just need a handful of stereotypes. So, you have the black gangster. He's gotta die first. You have the blonde chick who's really overtly horny. She'll die pretty early on as well. You have some brunette boss bitch who's got a bad feeling about being here, guys. And she's obviously gonna be your final girl. And then, optional ones, You can throw in an Asian person who's really smart if you'd like. You're also going to need someone for the horny blonde chick to bang. They're going to have to die at the same time, usually mid-banging or immediately after the banging. So, if you'd like, hiring a porn actor is usually a safe bet. Because again, you really don't need acting skills so long as they look the part. Now, as for casting your killer, it's simple. Really, because all they need to do is wear a mask. Hire the scariest looking person you know. For me, that's my editor. Now that you have a killer, some pig blood and pig guts, realize that you are the children from Carrie, and have a definitely very good plot, what's next? Well, now you're officially at the point where you can get to filming.
That's the filming button!
That's the filming button! So now that you've gotten to filming, and you've actually started, take a note of these few things. 1. Make sure your shot looks as grimy and cheap as possible. You're not a Hollywood director. You need to commit to how cheap your movie is. It'll get some grimy vibes across, and it'll stay interesting that way. And that cheap horror feel definitely appeals to a lot of people, myself included. The next thing you want to take note of is making sure that nothing is too boring. If there's too much of nothing interesting, well, the worst thing a horror movie can be is boring. Make sure that, let's say there's been like a big exposition dump or something, throw in the killer just standing in the corner watching at some point here and there. Trust me, it's a necessity. And lastly, while filming, make sure that someone on set dies, because that usually adds to the mystery of the film. I mean, people still think that The Exorcist is, had an actually haunted set, because people died on it. Same with, friggin' Poltergeist. So, I'm just saying, make sure somebody dies on set. Otherwise, chances are your film's not going to see much success. Next, you're going to need to find a way to edit your film together. Personally, I recommend using ChatGPT. Personally, I recommend using Adobe Premiere, but my videos are actually edited in Filmora, so if you're really liking the cool effects you're seeing right now, then use Filmora. And now that you're done editing, you need to find someone that wants to distribute your movie. Of course, you can always self-distribute if you have the money. Create some VHS tapes and leave them on some friggin' park benches. I don't know, man. I don't know many people that have a VHS player, but it definitely adds to the mystery. Ooh. If you're gonna do the VHS tape thing, I recommend giving a copy to Charlie Sheen. He has a really good history with that, actually. If you're not going to be self-distributing, I highly recommend DMing as many people on Twitter as you possibly can, even if they have no experience doing this type of thing, asking them to print your movie on a bunch of DVDs and get some streaming service to hold it, so that you can have your movie out there and ready for public viewing. Now, assuming that all of these steps have been accomplished correctly, you're officially at the point where your film has made it. It's getting big bucks in the box office, and all the merch is selling, because of course you have tons of merchandise at this point. But now you need to know how to deal with criticism. You see, a lot of directors think that ignoring the criticism or taking the criticism to heart is actually what you need to do. Wrong! Pull an Uwe Boll and box your critics. Just do it. I don't even care if you think you can win. If you're getting critiques on your movie, just, at them on Twitter and be like, I'll fight you. Come on, let's go. That's really all you need to do. Boom. Solves everything. I'm not even kidding. I mean, look at Uwe Boll, making a great amount of money. And yeah, everyone hates his movies, but no one's gonna fuck with him. And now that you've accomplished all of this, you have one final step. Wait 10 to 20 years or so, and remake the movie with your killer being a pedophile. Thank you, I'm Ghost. I hope you found this video deeply helpful and deeply informational. And hey, if you make something cool, make sure to send it to me on Twitter. And if you want to buy any of my other instructional videos, like how to eat a chicken totally alive, and how to stop masturbating to femboy porn, then call this number now. Thank you. I'm Ghost. I've been your host, and I wish you the best.
Oh!